Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the MMA Buzz, where we have to talk about what happened this last weekend at UFC 329. Was everything that transpired legitimate, or was it rigged? You see, this is such a strange dynamic for something like this to happen for a fight of this magnitude because it just feels like there's so many questions and really not a lot of answers. I personally don't think the fight was fixed, but I would be naive to think that that wouldn't happen either, right? So we just have to look at everything and go based off the facts. So my reasoning on why I think Conor's injury was legitimate, he looked good all week. You know, you couldn't even tell there were signs of an injury. Even before the fight, he was kicking and moving around very well. The moment that he went for that kick towards Holloway, you could see his knee buckle, right? So with them playing the replays in slow motion, everything, it's hard to argue that it didn't happen because you can legit see the knee just pop out of its place. Then you have people asking, so why would McGregor even do that? Well, go back through all of his fights. He always does this. He always starts his fights with some outlandish move. Look at the Cerrone fight. Look at the Mendes fight. He always tries to go in for the kill. So I think that the injury was legitimate. I just don't think his body can hold up anymore, you know? And based off of the fact that this was a $26 million gate, the UFC will never reach those heights ever again. This was the highest gate in UFC history. And all those people went home disappointed. You know, people traveled internationally. A lot of people have paid a lot of money for this. And the fact that they watched that in person and it ended that way, it's going to take a massive fight card to even want to go back to see a McGregor fight. Now let's talk about why this fight might be rigged. I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that the fight could be rigged, right? Look at all the facts. His contract has 2 fights left. He has to schedule them a year apart from each other. And just the fight business in general, right? It's always been a shady business, so this is nothing new. A lot of people have pointed out the whole thing with the sneakers before he got into the octagon as he was limping. People want to find out if somebody knew that he was injured before the fight. Dana White says he has no knowledge of this happening. He says that he didn't even look injured. If you look at his videos, there's 8 million views and nobody even pointed out once. I think personally the most important factor is how many people bet on this fight. A lot of the people that are claiming that this fight was rigged are mostly people who bet on sports, right? It's everywhere. It's a problem. And, you know, losing a lot of money like that, you're going to have some angry people or having these conspiracy theories all over the place. But I also don't think it's far-fetched to think that something like this happened. We've seen people get fined. We've seen people get fired. We've seen fights get canceled because of betting. And we really just have to wait to see what comes out of this, right? Is McGregor going to come back? Are they going to investigate this? Or is this just one and done and we just move on? And really, outside of McGregor, the biggest losers are the fans. People who paid thousands of dollars, traveled internationally to come see this fight, and this happens. And while the UFC is still going to keep going, those fans that traveled will never come back. At this point, McGregor's stock has plummeted in the eyes of the fans. He's a shell of who he was before. Even if Conor decides to come back, he still has to go through 1 year of rehabbing, on top of another year of training if he wants to get back into the octagon. At this point, he'd be 39 years old, and the clock is ticking. Unfortunately, the Conor McGregor that we once knew is an afterthought. He had a good run, did amazing things for the sport, but unfortunately, time has passed him by. I'm curious to see what you guys think about what happened with this fight. Comment down below, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.